The Empire of Japan. So basically today I'm going to be trying to play that, trying to form it as Japan. I'm going to try build a massive economy so I beat USA, and I'm also going to try win against China in an actual fight. If they're not a player, there's nothing I can do about that because Japan is so hard to get. So have fun and like and subscribe. Now it's time to make Japan great again. So I'm gonna start off, build 3 electronic factories because I'm kind of just Japan, earning 10 million at spawn. So first I'll get all the resources because we need the resources. I'm just stacking up on tungsten, getting Rwanda, Mongolia, Kazakhstan. I need all the tungsten. But Kazakhstan's probably gonna go soon, and if my trades get cut off, I'm cooked. I can just build like large supplies of steel, everything resource. And now technology. I think I should go tanks because I think tanks are most important because as Japan, I've got a lot of square cities. China's a player, Vietnam's a player, South Korea is not a player. If I instantly go into the Koreas, it's a nice foothold in Chinese territory, which means I can push in. China doesn't seem like that good of a player, but the worst problem is that I'm a democracy. Basically, I lose 2 stability on every offensive war, which means I'm gonna lose a lot of stability and very high chance of collapsing. But let me just get some policies, advanced bureau, and improve infrastructure. I do infrastructure personally because economic boom, which is so OP. And once I start getting tanks fully developed, then war with China is not going to be that hard, and it'll get done quicker, which is a very important thing, because then I can then there's less releasables for me to take, so less political power I have to spend. And now I'm just gonna start selling internally because I'm making a lot of resources, and selling internally gives a lot of money. But I'm gonna also focus mainly on civilian factories because civilian factories give the most when you sell internally. Yeah, so we're developing, getting our economy up, and then China's gonna go bye bye. They're taking Taiwan, no problem. So now I'm gonna declare war on South Korea, and I've also got a monopoly of tungsten. That's why you can see in the side that I'm getting a lot of trade requests. I'm currently earning like 20 tungsten a day. I bought all the tungsten on the server because I'm spamming tanks, spamming everything. But I've also got rising corruption. I think it's because of my large population or tanks. Or one of my leaders corrupt some of that, but it's not that expensive because I'm earning so much money, which is really crazy. So yeah, South Korea is going to be gone so quickly because they're not a player. China's a threat though. This may be a problem. However, I could deal with it. Maybe. If he's a good player, he could pose a threat, but I'd win. So while I'm just focusing on Korea, these guys, I sent all my tanks accidentally to the border, they just destroyed them. And China's pushing up north, which will be a problem. I do not want to deal with the China. Europe's in chaos, that's just not my problem right now. My economy is really good, so I'm earning a lot of money, which means I can build more factories and get more civilians. And I took the money from Korea, but China's really annoying me now. They are number 1, so that is a problem. I guess I'm just gonna have to take them out, so that's sad. And Poland's taking Germany. Yeah, Europe, it has not, they're cooked. What even is happening in Europe? So yeah, and I lost my gold. So happy about that. What is France doing? They're not expanding. Maybe colonial. If they're going colonial, it's a problem. I'm just developing my homeland. I'm earning 7 million a day after costs. My stability is not the best because of declaring on Korea, and China is still annoying. So, but China's second now, and I'm like 5th. I think I'm still below India. But I could take out Vietnam. That's a good foothold into the Asian peninsula, and USA wants stuff. No. So now basically I changed my flag, spammed factories, and selling internally. So I'm also going to get some population investments. China is still second in the rankings. However, I'm earning a lot more money, and I'm third, which is amazing. Above Brazil, I'm becoming a true economic power. Europe's still in chaos. France is developing. They're not gonna come to you. USA I've allied with just in case China declares we could like double backing. They've taken Venezuela, of course. Venezuelan incident of I don't know, 2025. I think it was 20. Is it 2025 or 26? I don't know. But I'm gonna start building a shipyard. So if me and China go to war, battleships destroy their troops. One easy. Now I've justified, and I've also created many tanks, but it's made me in a deficit, which is kind of sad. I've got 6.6k tanks, and I could justify China soon and go to war. So that'll be nice. I'll just run it through Korea, go up into Manchuria, and then take Beijing. But I don't know if I want to like actually do that, because I'm gonna lose a lot of troops up north. So I'm sending them in a boat, which is not efficient. It's gonna cost me a lot of money. Yeah, I guess what can I expect? I've only got a tiny foothold in Korea, so there's no point. I just have to focus on the capital. If I take the capital, then China's gonna have to try to defend it. They do have battleships, which I don't think are, I mean, destroyers, which I don't think will be a problem. And in my opinion, China being a player makes it easier, because then they just won't spam troops and attack. So they are going for Vietnam, and I am going to debt. So lovely. You must love debt, right, guys? This is... Oh, my economy's back. See, tanks in the war are expensive. And Beijing is also mine. Beijing, what's up, Beijing? So yeah, Vietnam's falling too, which means I can get Vietnam after China goes bye-bye. So expanding in China, I'm just gonna take the north and look at China, taking out a big chunk of Vietnam. I'm gonna move my battleships as they do quite a bit of damage. They can focus on the jungle specialized resources down south. And China's gone now. That was an easy war. They didn't do much. But I've got oil shortage, which means I need oil right now or I'm cooked. Okay, I've got oil. Okay. China's got 5k tanks. We can talk about this, my friend. We do not have to do this. How did he get 5 tanks? I thought he was done. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a lot harder than I thought, because China just pulled up out of nowhere 7k tanks and we took the capital. I'm gonna make my guys halt where they are so we can come back with more. My battleships are absolutely destroying his tanks down south. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay. China's collapsing though. That was not a good. I mean, there's nothing he could do. All his tanks were down south. Battleships do so much damage. Okay, I'm just gonna start remaking tanks and we'll run it back. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna start reconquering, because China's just they split up all their units, which wasn't the smartest idea. But they are asking for a white piece, which shows that they're gone. Their economy's in ruins, and there's nothing they can do to like do anything. So now that means I am rich, and that means USA is gonna be very rich, which makes it annoying, because if China falls, then there's no one to combat the USA except me. And I don't know what combat ability I have right now, as I've been going in and out of debt, and I'm currently in a deficit because my tanks are decided to be fish and swimming in water. China's collapse is really annoying. That's what I tried to avoid. However, I couldn't like truly avoid it, so I'm just spamming tanks in Japan. Then I'm gonna travel over the Korean Sea. He's got 1,000,000 troops down there. Okay, yeah, my tanks won that. So now China is gone. You might think that me taking out China, because China's literally, ooh, not yet, but you might think me taking out China is a good decision. And I declared null up states. That's the problem here, because I didn't want anyone to like take advantage of them. That was not a smart idea, because now I've got 48% stability and rising corruption everywhere and a lot of stuff. And in addition, China scorched. What? That's outrageous. Scorching against me is crazy work. But I guess like if you can't win, it's a cult mechanism. He didn't really put up a good fight. If China player put up like a better fight, I would respect Scorching if they were still gonna try to survive. But they weren't. They just went into our country, tried to scorch as much as they could. They died instantly. That's the awe of Japan. Empire of Japan's running it back, and there's no one that can stop us. Because now that China's fallen, the East is just easy. However, I need to start holding on to my territories. Instead of expanding, I need to develop them. Because I've got 2.7 war exhaustion and I've got only 47% stability. Which means I can have a revolt. And that means I have to declare again. And that means my stability is going to go even more down. That is not good. And I also lose money. Anti-corruption is so annoying. I think I do have a chief judge, which reduces anti-corruption, but it's still increasing, which is kind of sad, but there's nothing you can do. And resources, I've got no resources. And I've got no consumer goods because China's a massive, low taper fade, massive. So taking all of the stuff I need to get civilians and build up my stability is gonna destroy my economy in the process. So I'm gonna chill out for a bit, just develop my country as it's kind of cooked. So I'm just gonna develop it right now. Now I'm just getting my justifications on everyone, and then so I don't know if declaring all at once is a good idea. I'm starting to rethink that now. But developing all of Japan costs 1.2 billion, which I really cannot afford. But the unrest in China is going down, which is nice. So once that's fully gone, then that's going to make it nicer. I'm still second in the rankings. There's no real powers. France is just saying they're developing sixth is pretty impressive. UK hasn't really done much, but I guess let UK do UK. It's not my problem. I don't care about the UK. Pakistan's probably gonna try and do Mughal Empire if India stops him. I don't think India will. I'm like the strongest in the East. USA's the richest. Soon I'll probably reclaim the title as the richest. But first, let me just get my stability. I've done many policies such as martial law. I know it tanks my economy, but it does help. And these technologies will help my economy go in the roof and my politics to be fixed up. Then I can declare quickly, get Empire of Japan, and that'll increase my cause on everything, which is OP. Now, you might be wondering, how did my amazing economy lead me to there? Basically, I put my tanks in the water, and water is expensive, so that's how it happened. I'm just gonna start taking out the countries I need, such like the big ones, because it's better to just go on a full deficit, deal with that right now than deal with that later. Because my economy is fully cooked. The tanks are destroying everything. It's so expensive. But at least Vietnam's gonna fall quickly because they're just camped up in one tile. And they've really nothing they can do because my tanks are jungle specialized, which means they're literally on steroids in the jungle. And I've got civil unrest in Manchuria and in that random cities. This, no problemo, because I'm taking out Vietnam. So, 2-3 years Vietnam, forget, I'm being forgotten. Europe is still engulfed in chaos. France is still just chilling, developing. While I don't know who that is running amok in Europe and just destroying everything. Vietnam's fallen, and I declared on this little guy because I need him, because it's basically Vietnam. I'll give you guys some fun facts. You know this random Southeast Asian bit? It's the British and French Southeast colonies, such as Burma and French Indochina, which is Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. So yeah, that's just me saying that. I'm second in the rankings now, which is amazing. I've been saying the whole time, but like the gap is starting to close. Once I take out all the stuff and form, then I can actually focus on stuff such as policies. There's one policy, democratic reform, which increases your tax by 75%. So I'll just skip to when it's done. Now it's time for the last colony to form. And oh yeah, my friend is playing Italy. He's not even Italian at all. He has done like from like a B-Tech Holy Roman Empire, which is kind of cool. And Singapore's falling, and then I can finally form. Wait, I think so. Yes, I formed the Empire of Japan. Yeah, I did not stay. I sped it up, so you can't really see this stuff. But it's the Empire Rising Sun. This sun, it's just beautiful. Look at this. Just don't look at the unrest, and you can see the beauty of the Empire. Because look at this. I'll go. Presidential is the best, I think. Party loyalty. Ooh, it's okay. Low party loyalty. Yeah, I think high. Actually, yeah, high is better. It increases that political power and stuff because I need more stability because my stability is terrible. But I'm earning 37 million. I could increase taxes. Ooh, but my stability is not the best. 50%. It's okay. I guess I can afford it. I can put up health research because I've not enough space for all my research. I can get rid of tank research too now because I don't need tanks. And now it's time to just develop to the moon. America's not gonna know what hit 'em. 6 or 7 seconds later, I've got 120 million and I'm rivaling America. This is amazing. I've developed my core cities and start of China, which makes me really strong. I haven't even known Australia was a player, but they've been doing good. They're developing. I think they're probably gonna go nuclear. I really don't care about nukes. I could go nuclear, but I'm too lazy to do that. This is my city tier. And even at look, this little city tier, I'm still rivaling America, which is crazy. I'm going to surpass them before I leave this game. Don't worry, guys. But I think there's some policies I must be missing. France is third. I don't have any good policies because my stability is really bad. Once it goes up, then I can actually fully destroy America in terms of economy. Yeah, I'm gonna send my friend some aid. He doesn't need manpower. Oh, such same. Okay, this is my country now. It's exactly the same. Yes, I know. It looks exactly. I've developed everything, all my cores except China. We don't talk about China, and it's only yellow. I could go to blue, however, this could take pretty long. I'm earning 300 million, 600 if you don't include all my spending, which is kind of a bit. And I've got mass attack. Don't know why, but France has declared on Iran. Declared on the Holy Roman Empire of Romania. I do not care why, but that's just not my problem. I'm just trying to get rich here. I'm first by a long shot. If I developed even more, I could have become so much more powerful. However, this took quite a while, and I'm starting to get tired now. So, I think I'm gonna end it here, and yours gonna get ended here. But I think USA comes to save him, so don't worry, guys. There's a good ending, maybe, but I'm too lazy to show it. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Bye bye. Oh wait, I'll show you the territorial bit at the end. So I quickly white pieced, and this is my territory. I've got all of this. America's a lot more developed. And wait, no, wait, yeah, this is my tiles. How much land I own? I know I'm massive. I could have expanded, but I'm way too lazy for that. I'll white piece Brunei.